what is up? It is I, coming at you with some APE, as you can see by the Doran's ring in the inventory. APE is actually quite a strong laner, especially a solo lane, but he fails very late game, as in, once it hits late game, he's kinda useless, unless he's fed nicely. Because if he's not fed, and he's just going on about maybe 1 kill and a ton of CS, he's kinda useless. Honestly, he just does burst and then gets out of there. Unless you build him hybrid, which is kinda strong. I'd have to say a good hybrid build for him is a Ginsu's Rageblade with a Phantom Dancer with a Abyssal Scepter, a Lichbane, and Berserker Greaves. I'm guessing that's 6 items. I didn't actually count those out, but those are some really good items for his hybrid class. I tried doing that before. This game is actually quite interesting because half the other team's not even here. The Lux keeps disconnecting and reconnecting throughout the whole game, and one of them didn't even show up. I can't remember who it is. Although it doesn't really matter because I'm going against a Jarvan, and also I'm using the Headhunter Yi skin here, which is actually really cool because I love the particle effects right there. Let's just wait till it comes off cooldown again and I'll slow it down to see. Yeah. There we go. Or I'll just wait and keep it like this. Now, Jarvan is quite strong when it comes to going against bot lane. I mean, look, he's already got 50 match resist, and I'm already doing that with only 1 hit with Alpha Strike. I mean, it's deathly strong. Actually, I think I do it again. Yeah. Nice chunk of his health. Me with barely anything. I also have a point in Meditate, which, look at how much it already heals. Look at that. Almost 300. That's almost, well, that's about a little under half my health. Thing about solo, or E like this, APE, is because if you don't know how to play him correctly, you're going to be useless. Now, most E's put points into their Alpha Strike earlier, so they can do more damage. I put him into Meditate, because I know that he has something that can give you, I'm going to use a Guild Wars term here, cracked armor, because I can't remember what it's called in League. I don't think there's actually a name for it. He gives you cracked armor, which makes your armor go down, and since he has very little against physical attacks, it's kind of a big deal. Next time he lands it on me, I'll check. Dragon Strike, Dragon Strike, he just reduces it. So whenever he uses Dragon Strike, it makes me even more squishy and kind of makes me want to use the W a lot more often. Now what Meditate does is upon use, actually you'll see it here in a second, if I'm not mistaken, after poking at Jarvan just a little bit more. Also, I don't put any points into my Wuju style yet, I mean, because last hitting isn't that big of a necessity to Yi at the moment. And that's like one of the things that helps him actually get last hits. As you can see, he's going to go in right now. I'm going to go into the bush and see if I can do anything. I Alpha Strike out of there, trying to lead him a little bit closer to the river, and use Meditate. Look at how big my armor is right now, and for level 4, this allows me to fully heal up, almost, and him still be down on mana and health, while APE is sitting nice on both. And that pretty much makes him a very strong champion to go against. Now, this Jarvan is pretty well rounded at going against APEs, as he knows how to hurt them, but he didn't actually start countering me. I think he actually did build against physical damage. Now, a way to beat APE is, after he's done it with his Alpha Strike, attack him with everything you have, because he's going to walk back. He is way too squishy in the game and doesn't have the damage from a melee to keep himself up. Yeah, their Lee Sin never no, that's Xin Zhao. Their Xin Zhao never shows up this whole game, and honestly, they probably could have won it for him. Right here, I'm purposely letting him do some shots. I do have the cracked armor debuff right now, so it's going to not do as much, or I'm not going to be able to heal as much because he'll hurt me more. But anyway, I'm going to quit focusing on my lane because there's nothing here for another few seconds. We have an Anivia mid, an Olaf jungle, or Broloff jungle. Good skin. He's actually really at ganking later, and we have a Nautilus bot with Varus, who's actually just been released today. And a lot of people are quite happy, but he only has 1 skin, which I don't understand. Also, there is going to be a Nautilus gameplay, hopefully this week. I have yet to record it, because I'm going to buy Nautilus instead of Varus, and maybe I'll pick up a skin. actually in the comments right now, what skin do you like more? The Abyssal or the Subterrane? I think I said that wrong. Subterran or whatever. What one do you like more? Because I'll buy that one just to show it off. Anyway, right here, APE, he in early game isn't going for kills. He's going for CS and to whittle down the other champion and make sure that their level's low. I'm sitting on 1k gold here, and that Jarvan is trying to return. Actually, I'm not sure if I do let him. No, I don't. I Alpha Strike in there, take a couple turret shots, and kind of bait him out a little bit from his turret. I know that my Meditate is up, and I actually do use it to heal up a little bit. Now, Meditate doesn't scale well once you get to a certain level. Even right now, it's at level 3, right? Nope, 2. At level 2, it still doesn't completely heal me. I Alpha Strike right there to try and knock him out of lane so that he won't be able to return, but he does. And it doesn't really help him because I go right at his turret. They have a Veigar mid, and this Roloff is just waiting for him to make the wrong move so he can go in there and grab the kill. Nidalee and Lux bot, which kinda hurts, especially if you get caught within bushwhacked and then hit with Lux's stun, or Lux's snare, and then you can just get unloaded with her Q and her R and just destroyed. Nautilus going in, doing some nice damage to her, trying to get away, but gets first blooded. Although Lux does get away, but she gets pulled back, and he uses Riptide to get a kill. Now up top, Jarvan, one level below me, but he did go back and pick up a Philosopher's Stone and a Ruby Crystal, which the Philosopher's Stone is quite interesting choice. I'm going to keep going in there and Alpha Striking, whittling him down. It's going to be a lot harder now because of like what he is. Now he slows me here, and I'm like, you know, I'm just going to heal, stand right here, and just take all this damage. Right now on APE, it's really good for him. You give him AP per level yellows. You give him Magic Resist blues, and you give him Magic Penetration quints and flat ability power reds. This is what I use for him. Not sure if it's the optimal build, but it seems to work quite well. Now, this Jarvan overstaying his welcome, and me just trying to play very passively since I am out of minions. He does have more items on me, so this is actually even making it more difficult to stay in lane. It might just be one item, but it's still items. I'm trying to force him to waste his mana, because I know right now under my turret he's not dumb enough to go under. I meditate real quick to get some health back, so I can go and do some damage. I call SS, and then he just pops right back in lane after I'm fully healed. Then he realizes it's not worth it and just moves away. I do Alpha Strike him at point blank, trying to do a little bit of damage. He returns the damage in full, so that's about it. We're going to speed this up now. I'm pinged to Olaf since Olaf's on this side of the map. See if we can get a gank. I'm going to keep picking at him with my Alpha Strike, leveling up, and my AP still going up. Not really fast, kind of steadily. By the end of the game, it's ridiculous. Although I do get Jarvan Arena'd, and I flash right out. Now, going back and meditating once more, keep my health nice and on the up. He goes in, uses flag to pull himself through, and gets put right in here. I pinged to Olaf, these 3 locations, to see if he could walk there. Olaf checking, me seeing him right there in the bush for a couple seconds, and that was about it. And I actually recall here with 1.8 gold. 1.8 gold. Actually, no. Do I? No, I don't. Okay, now I think I recall. I pushed up to his turret, yeah. No, I'm going back for wolves. What am I doing? Actually, I think that's how the rest of this gameplay is going to go. Once I'm done laning, there's this big gap you'll see later that I'm going to really just speed through. It's kind of ridiculous. I return with boots, the needlessly large rod, and a single mana potion. Going up and already taking a lot of damage from Jarvan, but now I have something that's going to counteract his Heart of Gold and, well, his Heart of Gold. Already using a couple abilities and just being ungodly in lane. Seeing him down there, I do kind of bait him out again, yet again. The one thing about APE, okay, gotta slow this down because APE is hard to cast and talk. Pretty much, one thing you do with APE is he uses Jarvan Arena and I just instantly went into my Meditate. So, honestly, there's nothing he could do. Now, this Jarvan, really low, I'm not. I have my ulti and everything else on off a cooldown. So I go in, I pick him with that one, doing 238. I know he's going to sit by turret for a second, so I'm actually going to pick up these minions, see if he'll stick around just for a few seconds. And let's see what happens as my minions walk through, and there's still a Jarvan there. So what I do is I go in with Alpha Strike, use my E and my R, so I can do nice damage. Quickly use my Meditate, and before Highlander is up, I actually start running away from the turret so I don't take any more turret shots. Taking the equivalent of about 1 turret shot from there. And getting a compliment from Olaf. Now we go to mid. We see Anivia actually losing to the Vigar, who is farming up his Q quite nicely. And we see a Nautilus who's just having fun, trying to get to the next turret. I'm sitting on 1.4 right here, and I actually don't return until I get a lot more. We do have Anivia, though, having longer range attacks than this Vigar. Vigar still farming his Q. She has her ultimate up to do some damage to everything. And not much to really talk about right here, so I'm gonna speed this up until Jarvan appears in lane. Although I will just kind of pan around and wait to kind of show a little bit of action. There's really nothing much right now, it's just idle time. Me back in lane with him, just having some fun. Using my Meditate, I'm healing 118 per tick, which is kind of ridiculous. Using that right there, hopefully hitting him in the bush. I don't. He knows that my 2 abilities are on cooldown, tries to make him to the ground, and doing some damage. I'm actually just purposely running like this. Get hit with this yet again, and flash out yet again. When will he ever learn? And that was the second time he did under turret range, mind you. So I'm sitting here on 100. Okay. Slow down. There we go. Are there hotkeys for that? No, there's hotkeys for this. I'll actually have to check that out later. Maybe... Whoa. What just happened? Okay, I'm not sure what just happened. I think I just went back in time. No. I super sped. Okay. I'm not quite sure where we are. Hopefully we're not too far back or too far forward. Doesn't look like it. I still have my single kill. Oh no, I actually did speed this up a little bit. I forced Jarvan to return because I kept making him get low because of my Q. APE, yet again, very viable for almost every situation. He's strong, he's fast, he can get in there. If you build him hybrid, he's even stronger. But for laning purposes and burst damage, you want to go complete AP. Now, I'm already at the highest level here. As you can see, even our mid isn't the same level as me. Because I'm APE, I don't get pushed out of lane. Now, I'm actually looking for a minion to teleport with my D, or, well, to teleport, so I can go in there and keep my experience up. I do go and place a ward because I'm not sure if anyone's even smart or dumb enough to actually try and gank an APE that's been not even fed. He just... a lot of CS for 16 minutes. 120, pretty much. Well, now it's 120 once I pick up the next minion. At the 16-minute mark. That's not even fed. That's just very well farmed. And I'm already sitting on another 400 gold. I do use my Highlander to get down there so I can hopefully help with this fight that Broloff is getting himself into. Going in with his undertow, missing it. But Anivia actually cutting off this Broloff so he can't do his final kill. Although Anivia does go in, she does have her egg currently on. Nautilus goes in there, does some nice damage, and I think ignited him. Not sure. Using my Q to clear up a couple minions. Varus coming in, grabbing a couple more. And that's that. I'm not sure what I do here, but let's see what we can do. Let's speed this back up. I'm going back top. The minions are pushing mid. Varus is returning. He's looking for buffs. Actually, no, he's just looking for anything. And I'm just farming still. One thing about AP is it's always good to get as much lane farm as you can. Because this Jarvan is going to keep coming back to protect his one tower. And I purposely leave it up just for this reason. Now, Jarvan is playing really aggressively, and I kind of just bide my time here because I do see Olaf. So he notices what happens. He says coming top. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to let him use his arena. I quickly use my W so I can heal up. Now he is going to be regretting staying here this long. I use my Q to do some nice damage. He jukes back, gets hit with Undertow, and then Thunderclap, and gets quickly put down But we do see a Lux, and she is now up top, which is the dumbest mistake she could have ever made, because I'm APE. So I'm going to APE my way in there, just stand there, use some basics, hit her with my Alpha Strike. Now she is going to run away. Flash, I flashed, and now we're both evenly running. She uses Thunderclap, but gets both of us in her snare. Now I'm slowed, but I do use Highlander to make up some room. Attack one of the minions and tap Lux and get right out of there. Low health, quickly use my W and doop 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 doop, and I'm good for another fight. Now I don't know who Jarvan was talking to here, but what I did say is I was getting that ridiculous health right there. Over 5 increments. Olaf getting quickly picked up right around here by help from the turret and help from the Veigar. So me sitting on 1.6, actually, I think I go and grab blue. Yes, I do. Picking up blue as Jarvan comes in to try and gank our Anivia. Anivia fighting back, and really a futile effort on her part, or on their part, because there's nothing that they can really do. I'm actually oblivious to this at the time. I'm making sure that I can keep my CS up. Veigar going down and them pinging to me. I was completely oblivious to this, but I did see my turret about to take a small amount of minions, and I don't want my turret getting hurt. It's my turret. That's the mentality of someone that's solo top. My turret. Anyway, Lux now getting caught out of position, getting Varus and Olaf to try and chase her, but they quickly disperse as she runs away back to bot to clear up the minions and pick up some CS. I don't know how long blight stacks actually stay on a target. This is something I have yet to figure out. I'm not sure if it's permanent. If it is, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I still have yet to figure out if blight stacks are permanent. I should go check the patch note. Oh wait, there weren't any. Me getting stunned by Veigar, then hit with pretty much everything, including his ultimate, which would normally be deadly to Yi. I mean, his ultimate does extra damage scaling toward your AP, so that's kind of the big deal of it. Jarvan getting picked up with Thunderclap, me getting hit with almost everything Lux has, and that I don't like that. And Yi, when Yi doesn't like something, he Alpha Strikes it. That's about it. Now that Olaf wants to go and get Dragon, I am not ready to, so I actually just stay around this bush, or this turn, and just keep trying my best to get a little bit of room in there and hurt one of them. Veigar coming out, I'm afraid of his ulti, so I am going to stay back, because I don't know how much burst it can really do. Using my Q to pick up some minions, as I just wait for them to try and push out. I know Lux is there because she used her E? No. Anyway. Hitting Lux with that Alpha Strike got her down so low. Nautilus going in with Depth Charge, pushing that Veigar up. They are both low. I go in there, I use Alpha Strike. Lux almost dead. Veigar dead. I run in there, pick up Lux, use my Meditate to heal myself under turret so I can get away. Jarvan getting slain by a mixture of hits from Olaf and a mixture of the ultimate from Anivia. Quite a nice little pickup there. And this is just, I think this is about the time where I just mess around and do nothing. Because I realize that I'm fed and it's no fun for everyone else with it. Yi's just running around destroying everything. So I actually just focus mostly on pushing towers. I'm saying in chat, don't surrender. Because I just wanted to see how strong it could be, because it's kind of obvious that we were going to win this and there was no way they could come back. Our Olaf was good, our Nautilus was good, our Varus was good. Our Anivia was okay, surprisingly. She didn't have that good of a start and picked up her Rod of Ages a little bit late. Me seeing this Jarvan in getting his red, I use pretty much everything at my disposal to do as much damage as I can. He runs, he jukes in the bush. I go right after him with Highlander still on, hit him with Alpha Strike, he goes back to his flag, and I just pick at him. He uses his arena, realizes that it's not a smart idea. He tries running, and Alpha Strike. Hey. It was my red, he should have just walked away. I attacked the minions, and after he was hit with the initial hit, he didn't want to walk away. Anyway, they are all pushing mid, and you're going to see my little portrait around here just going toward all the minion clusters, so it doesn't really matter. Not much to really talk about right now. And I'm not going to buff this up to 4, because Frapp seems to have an issue with that, causing my screens to go black, which is quite interesting because it either happens during, before, or after. Like, it's really weird. Sometimes it even happens when I go to 3, but that doesn't really matter. Vigar trying to delay the inevitable. All the buffs are gone. Oops, I think I did that. Well, this Varus did too. And I'm going to pick up our blue. But anyway, I just leave it like this because it is a 4-on-3 now. Nautilus getting shut down by Vigar, and Vigar getting a nice chunk of change. Now, me pretty much maxed out Wuchu style. Give me an extra 35 AP, or 80. Not really much, but it's enough to do some damage. Now, for some reason, they decided to contemplate a fight over here. So, they're about to fight, right? La 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 la, having a fight. Varus is losing, and out comes Nautilus, and just... What? That's just mean. They were gonna have a nice fight. I'm recalling with 2.5 right now, by another needlessly large and a chain vest, because this is a way to build APE, and he's not squishy. You build a Zonia's, and that pretty much is it. You get an Abyssal Scepter, because when you're near them, your entity's near them, so that causes their defense to debuff. And also, when you have this, it also makes you a little bit less squishy to melee and other physical damages, so you're even stronger when you use your W, which I wish I could show you, but I actually will later. Gives me 300 armor and magic, so I have 430 of both of them. We're gonna speed this up a little bit because camera. We're gonna speed this up just a little bit because there's not much to talk about. I'm still farming up because I just want to see what my team will do, and they're actually doing the exact same thing, taking all their jungle. Who contemplates Baron? Oh, Nautilus does. Not the brightest idea. He should have just went in there alone, because, yeah. Just dancing around Baron. Now, I actually decided, hey, maybe we can do this. I am APE. But oh wait, APE only does burst damage. Oops. Walking away kinda hurt. Watch this though. Only start my meditate, and before I'm done, instantly healed. Vigar and them canceling each other out. Me going in there, getting a nice kill on that Jarvan. Meditating under turret while rended from, I think, Ignite. Can't remember what was rending me at the time. For those of you who don't know, rending makes your health not increase as drastic as it normally would. It was actually 50%. I'm quite low, sitting inside their base with my meditate on cooldown. Taking a turret shot here and another one. I just really am low. Though I do stay back here with my Varus, who is actually willing to make sure I stay alive for a couple more seconds until I actually get my health back. So she snares me and I'm like, oh, perfect time. Start healing. I pretty much heal everything back with a couple seconds left. See Vigar over there, use my Q, do some nice damage, pop Highlander and my Wuju style, going right after him, seeing how far he will go. He is nice and low, but Varus picks him up with an arrow. I'm going in after this Lux now, can't be slowed, and I start doing some nice damage to her. Meditating under the turrets because I know it's futile to stay there any longer, and I just flash and try running to see a Jarvan, and boop, my Jarvan. That's pretty much what happened there. I don't know why I didn't just Alpha Strike to that minion. I decided to stay in their base. Actually, no, I just walk out. Because I'm APE. I'll get the health back anyway. APE, I wonder how well he would do with Spell Vamp and not have to rely on his Meditate as much. I mean, Meditate is quite a big help. I mean, you just bolt right in there, Meditate under turret as your team kills everything. That's kind of a main role. In team fights, like, if we had a team fight right here, I would go in there, use my Q, get all of them hurt, and then while they're hurt, just use my W to heal myself under turret. Now Lux being completely locked up by this Nautilus, but him getting quickly picked up by every other damage source that those two could muster up. Finally getting up a Zonius. Don't know why I got another needlessly large rod. I just kind of felt like it, because as you can see, it's the score's saying it, I'm saying it, it's over. So I finally am like, you know what, I'm going on the offensive. So I'm going to... Actually, what did I do there? Oh, I teleported. Now, I actually do get very cocky. I teleport in here, using my Meditator right now, going into Alpha Strike to lower Lux pretty much all of her health. She's only there, half of there. And I am just doing what I'm going to be doing. I was actually pushing this Nexus, or the turret, well, an inhibitor. Thank you, announcer lady. Anyway, pushing the inhibitor. Sorry guys, this is at like midnight and I'm very tired. So anyway, going in there with my Alpha Strike, doing some nice damage. Broloff going in there, taking some turret hits, getting locked up under the turret. I go in there, I start attacking Jarvan so the turret will aggro me, and I meditate through all the turret shots so that Varus and Anivia can walk in there. Now I am actually going to walk up to the summoner platform and cause a little bit of havoc, hopefully trying to pick them up, and not much I can do. Getting locked up underneath this turret, taking some very, very hard hits. Just trying to weave my way through here without taking any more turret shots. I take one right here, but then I realize that they want me dead. They don't care about Varus, they actually do lock him up, try and kill him. Her ultimate now being hit, I'm going to keep running just a little bit more, Anivia using her wall, and I start to heal. Jarvan doesn't want me to, he uses his ability. I still had a long time left on that. So I'm going to run now through the jungle. Nautilus is going to try and pick up Jarvan. Jarvan being very stubborn about it, going in with my Alpha Strike, causing some nice damage, and trying to pick him up, getting slowed and stopped and snared and stunned and everything. Not much to do. Hitting Lux for 838 magic damage. Like I said, the APE is very strong, and if he's fed, he carries. If he's not fed, he just helps in team fights. That's about it. There's a fine line in between helping ye and not helping ye. Going in there, hitting both of them, you can just see their red bar going smaller and smaller. Now, me getting kind of angry at this Jarvan that just won't give up. They didn't even surrender or contemplate a second time. Sitting down here, waiting for someone to make a move, going in with my Alpha Strike, hitting Jarvan for some pretty nice damage. I mean, he's actually tanky against me now, so it won't do as much. I mean, Lux here, sitting on 60 still, but it's still some defense against me. Now this Veigar on 30, I tap him once, he's gone. Now me taking some nice hits right here, going with Alpha Strike, and getting hit in the Jarvan arena, using my ultimate. Lux uses her ultimate to try and chisel away at my health, still having about half the meditate left, just uses it and walks right out of there. Still with a little bit of mana left, I'm going to go in and Alpha Strike, doing some damage to Jarvan. That is going to make him a little bit easier to pick up. Taking some turret shots that I was actually unaware of at the time, and realizing that I'm sitting on 1K, so I'm just not really caring. This game's about to be over, as Anivia is picking at the turret and using her ultimate on the minions, so that our minions will help her. As the team fight just happens, I do Alpha Strike onto there, take a nice hit from the summoner platform, going up at the turret, trying to see if I can idle my time until I get enough for this. Getting hit with the Lux ulti, just trying my hardest to get out of here before I actually do die. But I stay a little bit too long. I realize that Meditate's going to be up in a few seconds, but it doesn't matter because the game is over. If you enjoyed the content provided, leave a like. If you want to stay current, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later.